Good evening, everybody. My name is Kevin Starkey, the Managing Director and owner of Darkwood Studio Record Label Service, First Nations Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander record label service in Australia. Today, I would like to pay my respects and acknowledge the traditional owners of the country in which we're performing and recording on today, which are the Gubbi Gubbi and Kabi Kabi language groups. I would like to take this moment to pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and future. I would also like to take this time to pay my respects to the off-country elders, past, present and future, and emerging families that have been brought to this country and now live and exist within this country. I'd like to take this moment to thank everybody for respecting the culture of the Gubbi Gubbi Kabi Kabi language groups. Thank you.
Andrea, thank you for having us today in your beautiful space and allowing us to do filming for Turn Up here. Can you tell us a bit about how this came about, how you've decked it out and what you hope to achieve through it?
Yeah, so here we are on Queen Street. Peace Run Records is my independent record label that I set up back in 2009 through the NICE scheme when I was back on Centrelink after my first band broke up and I was living in Tathra, South Coast, New South Wales. And I set it up in the hope of running my music career in harmony with my family life. So that was the Peace Run Records part of it. And since then I've released all my own albums and booked my own shows and things like that. And then when COVID happened, we live in Nambour, about 5 minutes from here, and I was looking for a place to set up and start teaching music from because my partner and I were quite private in our home, so we didn't want kids coming to our home, and it's quite small. So we're looking for a place, and at first I was looking at Palmwoods opposite Rick's Garage, but there was no places for rent. And then I looked at Yamundi and the rent was too high, and so I was talking to Johnny next door at Husk and Honey, and he said, well, next door's for rent and it's not that expensive. So I looked at the space and it was just a little room, and I thought if I put a stage in there and the kids can practice keys, guitar, ukulele, cigar box and singing, and they can practice on the stage, that would be something that other teachers might not be offering. So plus it meant that I could also get a dog, so that enabled me to get a puppy, which I was too busy before gigging 5 days a week to get my own dog. And being an ex-dog trainer, like that's something that I have really wanted all my life, is to kind of pick my own puppy and then raise him. So that was really the main motivation for getting the shop, was to get a dog.
So tell us about Teddy.
Yeah, Teddy's...
How old is he?
Teddy, I got Teddy back in early September, so he's now 15 weeks old and he's a Wheaton Border Collie. So we picked him up from Chinchilla and I'm training him to be sort of a music therapy dog.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's much fun.
Yeah.
Highly recommended.
And Teddy's here, so
Yeah.
he's actually here and interacting with
Yeah.
the students that you have coming through the door.
Yeah, he gets a bit bitey around 5 p.m, which is when it's his dinner time.
So do I. Just quietly,
yeah, me too. And but yeah, he comes in with me, and when I do like mentoring sessions during the day or kids lessons, he's usually asleep underneath them. So he really loves music already, and I'll just keep training him to do set skills. Because we used to train assistance dogs with Smart Pups for kids with autism and epilepsy. So basically his job will be to relax the nervous systems and reduce anxiety of children that are learning to play music, and adults too.
Fantastic.
Yeah, because
Fantastic.
working with dogs actually took away my stage anxiety.
So you used to have that quite
Oh
badly?
yeah,
Yeah.
really badly. I used to get really shaky on stage and just very... just worrying that the audience wasn't having a good time, so not being present in my own experience, more so thinking about the experience of everyone in the room. So this is what this space is about, is like a meeting place and a place for people to come, and it just calms them and gives them a place that makes them feel welcome for the local music industry as well.
Definitely. Well, you've certainly made us feel
Yeah.
very welcome today. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
So to launch this amazing space, you had an event, a live streamed event on Patreon.
Yes.
How long have you been with Patreon?
So I set up Patreon the same week that all my gigs disappeared, because I saw it as an opportunity to basically reach out to my existing audience and say, if you have work, if you have an income right now, can you support me, because mine's just disappeared. And so I had quite a few maybe 40 or 50 people straight away jump on at either the $3 or $10 tiers just to support. And then once the gigs started coming back, some of those people then dropped off the subscription.
And when you say, sorry, $3 or $10 tiers, are you talking about a one-time investment?
No, this is monthly. So it's a subscription-based platform where I provide content for them, which is either unreleased songs or behind-the-scenes content. I made a documentary that I just made when I made my third album, so they can watch that on there. There's lots of different things that I've never released over my 13 years working in the industry that is available for my subscription subscribers. So, yeah.
And so then are you trying to deliver content monthly
Oh,
to
yeah.
that audience base?
Yeah, it's interesting because since joining in March, I've realised that if you share too much, that puts people off. So because it comes in the form of an email update. So, and I've noticed because I've joined all my friends that have joined my one, so I follow about 13 Patreon pages, and the ones that post too much, I kind of say unfollow on the emails. So it's more like I try and post once a week, and every time I do post, it's giving them something, whether it's a exclusive download of a song no one's ever heard, or a song I've written right now, and I show them the lyrics, and then I'll upload me just playing it in here in this space, like as an exclusive. So it's more about it's different than the other social media platforms where you share things on Facebook, like this is the food I'm eating, like that doesn't give anyone anything. So it's more
Envy,
like
food envy.
Yeah.
I'd get a lot of envy from
make
that.
people
Yeah.
hungry. So, and also doing the dog training as well has helped me understand how to work psychologically with giving people things at certain times as well, so that it releases in them a feeling of like, oh, that's really good. So when people do get charged on the first of the month, I try and do a giveaway, so like directly after that, so then they've got a chance to win something. So each I've given away a ukulele. Sometimes I have a sponsor or a local business that gives me something. So a lady, Dom, is one of my subscribers, and she just gave me a $100 gift pack of all her like hand creams and things to give off in the next competition. And the Shake It Up Music Boys have been very generous as well, and given me vouchers and discounts as well. So yeah,
Awesome. Fantastic.
that's what I do now.
That-
Patreon and
that's
teaching.
It's fantastic. And you can build a sustainable career that way. Because I
Yep.
understand you've now taken all of your music off Spotify.
I did. Yeah.
And why did you do that?
Well, that was sort of on a whim, really. I just decided that I had put a lot of effort into making this music, and then I was putting it up and only getting about $20 a month from the different streaming platforms, from about 500 listeners on Spotify and the occasional download of a few songs on iTunes. So I thought, well, what do I want to do in my career? I don't really need to travel and be famous around the world. All I need to do is be of value where I live. And that was actually something that I learned at a Turn Up conference back in 2014, I think, when Dennis Dunstan was the guest speaker, and he mentioned, if you want to make it in the music industry, don't move to Sydney or Melbourne. Just make it in your own town and then let it build out from there. And so that's what I started doing. As soon as he said that, I decided just to gig as much as I could on the coast, and that coincided with me quitting dog training and then putting everything into promoting my own music. So thank you for that.
It wasn't me, it was Dennis. I just introduced him.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is great advice, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the advice I give people now when they come to me. And really, I offer mentoring, but how I offer mentoring is because, you know, I've, from following that formula of just creating connections within your immediate community and building relationships with those that love your music, then that's what comes back to you, and it creates this circular economy. So that's really what's helped me build, like, I support my family and am able to do my own recordings all independently and things like that because of those connections I have. So I teach other people how to do that, how to represent themselves, how to give themselves the best chance of, there's all these formulas to do with how you perform your sets, how you perform your songs. So recently I've been on the Katie Noonan tour, and I implement these formulas that I've learnt along the way through different workshops and listening to different people. And I sell heaps of merch, like, because of it.
Well, you've got fantastic merch.
Yeah, that's part of it, is making it look really pretty.
Yeah.
And like having a setup so people think this is something special. So basically that's what I did with this space, was I invested in making it look like, you know, a little mini Tivoli or something like that.
Yeah. A lush place so many people would want to be and hang
Yeah.
out. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
they get to pay to come here and hang out with you.
Well, yeah, that's what the live streams are about. So I've switched now, because it is a small space and because of COVID. My main thing that I have always loved doing is connecting people and promoting people. So I think I probably should be in events and promotion, really, rather than singer-songwriter. Like that I can do, and it's easy for me because I've always sung, but I've never wanted to be an artist. I've always just wanted to hang out with cool people and just like go, isn't this fun? Isn't this great?
Yeah.
And so that's basically what this is I host events featuring friends of mine and people I really admire, and then I just say, look how great these people are. Isn't this great? And that's what Peace Run Records live stream concerts are about.
Sounds like a great job.
It's really fun.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So the last one we had here was the Thursday Night Blues, and we had Carl S. Williams, Barry Charles, Matty Rogers, and Olivia Ruth. And the Tinker Man next door, who you've heard during the day, he opened up his space, and it was like a green room, but it's painted red, so we call it the Red Room. And then so all the artists hang out there and like chat and hang out, and then in here we have VIP seating for people that watch the event, and then we stream it, and then afterwards I put social media ads on it, like sponsor it to go out to different countries around the world and just try and promote Nambour as a really positive, vibrant, arty kind of city.
That's such a fantastic thing, and so really needed at the moment, because with the release of the approval of the entertainment precinct, we've also seen, the lovely boutique venues that were rising up shut down. I know that more are on the way, but this seems like a perfect time to be doing what you're doing in Nambour.
Yeah, I think the main thing to do if anyone's thinking about starting something is get like the concept happening on a small scale first. And if you can connect in with the already existing networks like yourselves and the other people that have been established in the area, then it's more likely to succeed.
Absolutely.
And always paying people. Like I find that as an artist, you can do these things where you might do a live stream, but then that's it, and you don't get paid for it. If it's like Balcony TV or So Far Sounds and things, but I aim to pay the artists. This is coming out of my pocket at the moment because we're not making much money from it because it's a new concept, but I offer them a guarantee, and then I give them their set to use as promotion for them moving forward. So basically it's a professionally recorded live stream where they get the content afterwards and they get paid. So then hopefully the word of mouth from that spreads around, and then as more people watch it and we make more money, then we can just share it out with all the artists. That's the idea anyway.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So with the nitty-gritty of Patreon, I imagine you did, you're a person who likes to research things. I imagine you did your research and worked out why this was the best. What sold you on? No?
No, I
No?
don't do research. I
Oh.
just surprise.
You just went, that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked the look of the platform. Plus, I knew some people who had been on it, like Phil Barlow and some other people who I knew were on it. So they're great people, and I've followed them. But I've never needed Patreon because I've always just gigged to make my money. So this was a new concept, but I was really desperate back in March. So I just thought I'll just start doing lessons via Zoom. And it's really hard to teach via Zoom.
Yeah. Yes.
Like especially kids. So that was a bit of a struggling month. But then once this opened, now this I can do. So it's become much easier. Plus creating live stream content for Patreon, I actually have a team now that I work with. Alex Rocha from Astute Sound and Ben Nibb from Shot Imagery. So it's really professionally recorded. And so from that, we're creating content every month that then gets put online, and then that's like I could pay for that advertising and it probably wouldn't get as many follows. So it's really worth the investment. So I figured it out as I went along, and then people have contacted me and said, oh, I'd love to be involved with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Which they wouldn't have known that you were even doing if
This
you
is
weren't
all a
putting the
surprise.
content up online. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So tell us more about Patreon. Is it easier to use?
Yeah, Patreon's great as a platform. I like it because instead of charging everyone separately and having to keep all of that admin, they just subscribe and then it charges them on my behalf. So I just get a fee once a month. So it's in US dollars, which is probably a hindrance for Australians because they go, oh, $100 a month US for 4 half-hour lessons with Andrea Kerwin, and they just see the US and freak out. But then then I get back to them and go, well, that's still $35 for half an hour, which is exactly what every other teacher charges, only that I've got all this experience and all these connections in the industry that I offer the kids and through mentoring and things like that, just because I want them to achieve their goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as far as usability goes, I really love the layout. And then they recommend that you use either Crowdcast or YouTube Live for this live stream. So I went with Crowdcast because I like the way things look. Like, this is how I choose things on either colour.
Yeah.
Like cars, like if there's a car, I'll choose it on colour, or couch or curtains.
Yeah.
And I'm very much just design and colour driven rather than, and then I'll figure it out. But yeah, Crowdcast has been taken a little bit to get used to because working with like my computer and then the videographer's computer, we figured out he has to just access everything for it to work smoothly. If I'm trying to watch it and perform, it doesn't work as well. Plus, I've learnt lots of things, like you have to have a super high internet connection, which we've got like a $90 a month internet connection in here. And then no one's allowed to be on the wireless, so you have to keep it, there's all these tech things that I've learnt in the last few months as we've managed to get that happening. So yeah, we decided to launch it with a 9-hour live stream, which was ambitious, but I just wanted to include all my friends. Yeah. And that was amazing. So we started at like 9 a.m. and we went through till 6. And I just talked, and we did like the filming in here and out the front of the shop, and people were like driving past and turning up to say hi. And
we drove past,
yeah.
and you and Anna were out the front.
Yeah.
Talking to each other.
Yeah, Anna's fantastic.
Yeah, great.
The idea is that as things start opening up and I release my next album and I start touring the new music, I take along these Peace Run Records live stream brochures to give people, so that as I tour and promote my music, I also promote Nambour, plus promote the Peace Run Records concept. And eventually what I want to do is turn it into a double-decker bus that travels around offering live stream capabilities to festivals and things like that.
A magical mystery tour.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. Can I come?
Yeah. I've had a bus before with my first band, so I know it's doable.
Yeah.
And I probably will do it much better this time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Double-decker bus. You'll need a mechanic on board.
Oh, yeah, my best friend's a mechanic.
Oh, good.
He sorted our first bus out for my first band. So I already told him, I was like, keep an eye out. He's like, on it. Yeah.
You got all the right friends,
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah.
Andrea, how are we going for questions?
I asked that, how do you promote Patreon and how do people and get people to sign up?
Could you talk something about the different levels and tiers
Yeah.
of it and what you need to offer for
Yeah,
those
so
things?
they're the two, probably the two that need to be covered. The
Okay.
different levels and how do you get people to...
Is that different tiers of subscription?
Yeah, tiers of subscription,
Okay.
yeah.
And what's the other thing? How do you promote your
Well,
Patreon?
and get people to sign up.
And
Yeah,
get people to sign
Patreon.
up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. In terms of increasing the number of subscribers to your Patreon, what strategies are you using to market it and direct people to subscribe there?
At first, I marketed it pretty regularly, so just kept tagging Patreon and talking to people about it, word of mouth, that kind of thing. And then I noticed that I would gain more followers if I did little kind of what I call mini tribute shows, where I would put a poll up and say, would you like me to cover an artist? And I'd give them 5 options. And I'd like put some crazy options up there, like Katy Perry or Taylor Swift, like people I wouldn't usually play their music. And then I'd go Jack Johnson, Tracy Chapman and Otis Redding, and they would pick Tracy Chapman every time because they're already fans of mine on my Patreon page.
But secretly you wanted to do the Katy Perry number, didn't you?
Well, I was prepared. Let's just put it that way. And then what I would do is I'd just cut, because I would upload it all. I'd film it all myself. Because being independent, you figure out how to do all these things because you have to do your own promotion. So I'd film it on my little Sony camera and then upload it, put it into Final Cut Pro, and then cut a small promo for it of one song. And then I'd upload it onto the socials and say, hey, I've done this. If you'd like to see the whole thing, join Patreon. So very much visual and song based. So I'm giving them something that then they want to continue to follow and join for. But I find the main thing that people really want on Patreon is the lessons. So it's one-on-one time with me or the mentoring. So at the moment I've got about a third of my subscribers are on there for lessons. So they're paying a higher tier, the $100 tier, to have those weekly or fortnightly lessons.
So sorry, you mentioned the word tier. Can you just
Yeah.
break that down for people who aren't
Yeah, so
familiar?
when you join Patreon as an artist or as a content creator, you choose what category you're going to be creating, and so I choose music, and then from there you can create the different tiers, which is the different amounts of money that people can join for, subscription wise. So you can set you can set them at anything. So the lowest one for me is $3 US a month, and that's just to be a part of the page and get the behind the scenes and the occasional, like the weekly updates where I take a special video and tell them what's happening. Plus also, like if I take a video at a Katie Noonan concert from behind backstage, then I'll upload it. So they get like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
And then the $10 one is the VIP one where they can join my Patreon choir. And we get together once a month just to have a sing together. So that's that $10, and then it goes up to the $30 tier, and then that accesses them to the live stream monthly concerts, as well as a once a month songwriting workshop for an hour. And then the $60 one gets the exclusive song that I haven't released before, plus other videos that I take that's like behind the scenes. Plus they also get other perks like merch packs and things like that. And then $90 is the mentoring tier, where they come to me and we have 2-hour session once a month where we talk about their career and how to set goals and how to achieve the goals. And then I use all of my contacts to try and help them achieve that. And then the $100 tier is the lessons. But then I also created a once a month half-hour lesson option too for $25 US a month. So if someone can't afford to come to all of the lessons, they can just do a once a month check-in.
Fantastic.
And then I also have one other tier that's waiting to really start, getting engaged, which is the sponsorship tier. So that's $150 US a month. And what I aim to do is start doing the live streams more regularly, and the people that subscribe to that get 2 tickets to come to the shows. And they,
Actually physically here?
yeah. And so then they also, not only they support the concept, but then we fully cater it. So it's like they get 2 tickets to a exclusive show once a month, where it's fully catered. So all drinks, all food is supplied for them, and they just get to hang out with the artists.
Wow.
Yeah.
I reckon you'll get quite a few takers for that.
Yeah, so we will have about 5 of those options, and that will hopefully pay for the videographer and sound engineer, and then the rest we can just raise for the artists. So that's the plan.
Absolutely amazing
Yeah.
what you're doing, and it's not that risky, is it? It's calculated risk to establish a sustainable, really portfolio career.
Yeah, it's good if you have good content. So everything looks good, everything sounds amazing, and it's world-class entertainment, then it's only a matter of time before more people find out about it. It's just continuing to say it to people enough so that then they go, oh yeah, okay, because people say, oh, I was going to watch it, but I wasn't going to be there. And so you just explain, well, you can watch it back later, so you can still support for $20 and watch it back. So last one we did, we had about 38 people buy a $20 ticket, and then I just wanted more people to engage in it and watch it, so I sent it out to a few friends in the industry and said, here, watch this, because we need more people to be watching the live stream, but if you feel like donating $20, yeah, you can do that as well. And someone donated $300.
Wow.
And another person donated $200. So that's how much they enjoyed and they understand the concept has potential.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
it's amazing. So yeah, that's what I do here.
It's amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And thank you so much for having us, Andrea.
No worries.
Thank you so much to Peace Run Records, to Sunshine Coast Creative Alliance, to Councillor David Law, to Racy and Lucky, Soul Bar, all our wonderful organisations and the people that are sending great support messages to our community, to Justin Shepherd for his wonderful filming, and to Donna Nelson for being a runner and helping us out so much today. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you to our speakers, Andrea Kerwin of Peace Run Records, Andy Ward of University of the Sunshine Coast, Cindy Vogels of Racy and Lucky, Ira Kanji, Justin Shepherd of Shepherd Red Productions, and Zabrishan. Turn Up would also like to thank Smart Grants, Q Music, and the Queensland Government, Sunshine Coast Creative Alliance, Sunshine Coast Council, Soul Bar, Shepherd Red Productions, Peace Run Records, Racy and Lucky. Thank you for all your help in this project and your ongoing assistance to Turn Up. Thanks also go to Creative Alliance Australia, Live Music Office, and Q Music for helping to promote these videos.